going to show you how to build a space helmet. I'll show you two different construction methods for two unique designs. One realistic looking and easy to construct, and the other more complex and sci-fi looking. For this build, you'll need one party balloon, one 2-liter soda bottle, many sheets of white paper, many sheets of newspaper, 3 tap lights, a bag of flour, hot glue and a glue gun, black fabric or black acrylic paint. Inflate the balloon and use a Sharpie marker to draw the faceplate and the opening in the bottom. Add the flour to water and tear the paper into strips to make paper mache. And cover the balloon in at least 3 layers of paper mache, alternating between white paper and newspaper. Cut the ends off of the 2-liter bottle so that you have a cylinder, and then cut that cylinder of plastic in half so that you've got a curved rectangular piece to use as a faceplate. Hot glue the faceplate onto the helmet. You may need to use scrap material as a spacer between the helmet and the faceplate. Hot glue will likely warp the plastic of the visor, so you may need to let it cool for a bit before you attach the visor. Cover the edges of the visor in paper mache. Okay, now I've done like 5 more layers, and it's really important that the outermost layer is completely white. Now you have to wait for it to dry, so your options are to let it sit for a day and a half, or throw it in the oven. Now I really don't recommend this for obvious reasons, such as plastic and rubber don't react well to heat, and also if the paper mache dries too quickly, it could crack and break apart. But if you do decide to use this method, then I recommend putting your oven on its lowest setting. So that would be 100 degrees. When it's dry, pop the balloon. Hey. Now this opening is just a little bit too small for me, so I'm gonna have to trim it a bit. It's still a little damp on the inside, but when it dries completely, you want to glue black fabric all around the inside of here. You can also use acrylic paint, but I don't have any to spare. After you've blacked out the inside, attach tap lights to either side of the faceplate on the inside of the helmet. This will illuminate your actor's face. I use scrap pieces of EVA foam to create this brim around the base of the helmet. That way it fits into the collar that I built for the torso section of the spacesuit. Now for the ridiculously complex sci-fi helmet. For this you'll need 1 sheet of EVA foam, 1 2-liter soda bottle, at least 1 tap light, 2 to 4 chopsticks, a 6x6 inch piece of black cloth, hot glue and a hot glue gun, a heat gun, a Dremel, black spray paint, a box cutter or X-Acto knives, scissors, bronze and silver rub and buff metallic finish. Draw the pieces of your helmet onto the EVA foam. I can't give you exact measurements because I don't know your exact measurements, and also I designed this helmet for someone smaller than me. Cut the pieces out of the foam and use the heat gun to form them into rigid shapes. Once that's done, begin gluing them together. I used the chopsticks as extenders for the jaw segment of the helmet. I had to use my Dremel to cut grooves into the walls of the helmet for them to fit into. I cut this specific shape for the top part of the helmet. You have to fold the 2 heart-shaped points together in order to get that dome shape. I then glued the dome onto the back of the helmet, but it stuck out way too far and at a weird angle. I decided to tackle that problem later. In the meantime, I used the remaining chopsticks to create more extenders and cut the bottle for the visor. I glued another piece of foam between the visor and the dome for support. I then reshaped the front of the dome by making curved incisions down the center of it and gluing the bifurcations together. I used sculpted bits of scrap EVA foam to make ridges and circles for detail. Attach a tap light to the top front portion of the inside of the helmet. I sculpted more foam with the Dremel to make hoses and the small device that they lead into. Now spray paint these detail areas black and use the silver rub and buff to put a metallic shine on the jaw piece. Cut these shapes out of the black cloth for the inside of the jaw piece and glue them onto the interior. Now coat the whole helmet in silver rub and buff except for the black areas. Coat the black areas in the bronze rub and buff. Now go make some sci-fi movies. In case you were wondering, this helmet was from a student film that I shot a year ago, which parodies the movie 2001. You can watch it right here, but I warn you, I was really bad at green screen back then. This helmet is for one of my upcoming short films, which I'm hoping will be done in August, but we'll see. So subscribe if you want to see that or any of my other prop tutorials.